Don't need to don't need to do too much mental math to figure out that Spain won that last race. Can we bring it back?
I can confirm they finished the first, second, and third, and in the 8th place. So
Already
they won't
finished.
get a minimum points in the regatta. There's no 1, 2, 3, 4, but 1, 2, 3 is also very, very impressive.
Now these guys are just trying to set records for the regatta one with the least amount of points. Think that could be possible?
Yeah, I think Ramon did a good job by placing himself just out of the wind shadow of Formansky and Mitsko, so Wari could not cover Ramon efficiently.
We're going to bring you tonight's updated results on the screen in a second. And if you guys want to watch where the team rankings are and what the group standings are, you can just simply log into sailranks.com. As you can see on your screen right now, Spain 5-0, winning every regatta so far in the game.
In our group, we haven't. I think we haven't had like a 4-2 result, but I'm not sure. It was or quite close, or it was 6-0.
You know what? We may go back and look at that a little bit later, while we wait for Turkey Italy 2 to start. Should be starting around 8:30 Paris time, or that's going to be around what? 2:30 Eastern time. If you're still with us, definitely try to catch that last that regatta tonight. It'll be the last one. We'll be streaming for week 3 of the eSailing Nations League. Almost through with phase 1. It's been going by really fast. So many regattas right now.
It's very, very good schedule, and it's building up. First you have a 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4. All the people are playing at the end and in the beginning.
Yeah, it must be a little bit hard for the person who races at the very first race and then has to watch the 5 next races of their teammates not participating. But if you have a good coach who knows how to use every one of their sailors' qualities, it shouldn't happen. You can have everyone on the team race at least once.
You can like substitute each other in the races where they're where they're strong.
When your team has enough players to have subs, other teams are just very using every player on as much as they can, and everyone's participating. Here we go. I think we see the laser race starting up in the lobby. But very impressive Spain 2 tonight. Pretty sure I can see Robert right now analyzing all of their moves, all of their strategies, all of their penalty and defense strategies, just working out his game against them for Netherlands versus Spain 2. Should be coming up. Or no, you haven't.
We already we sailed already against Spain 2. We haven't sailed against Spain 1 yet.
Yes, it was Spain 1 that you have to race against.
Yes.
We actually managed to catch, I think, 1 or 2 of those races back a couple weeks ago when you were racing against Spain 2.
Very, very, very tough competition. I want to say again, very well done to Spain 2 there in the race against us. It's always fun to play against very, very strong players like Miguel Cruz and Corona especially, but their whole team is so good at team racing. It's not a shame for Poland that they lost 2-0 now.
No, everyone knows going into these types of competitions that you're going to have some teams. It would take a miracle to beat them, and you really have to play very, very well against the teams you have a chance against. But going into a competition like this, you always have some teams where you're not putting all of your you're not betting everything on beating that one team. And Spain too would definitely be this type of scenario in the eSailing Nations League because of their they have a definite team racing advantage. No question asked. No questions asked.
I agree. And now we have the laser race, and I think the laser is very funny to watch because the downwind shadow is also very big. So in the upwind, you can go very, very far down to penalize someone because there is no spinnaker. You can go dead downwind.
We're gonna see if the Spanish team is very heavily relying on the pumping strategy. We've seen a lot of that so far. Not everyone does it, but
Yeah, sometimes it works better and sometimes it works less. It depends a little on the breeze.
yeah, as long as we're still making demands to the VRI developers team in this stream, I think we should ask about having the wind speed available to spectators.
Oh yeah, it would be funny. Sometimes you see the venue in the middle of the screen.
Yes, in the very beginning when you drop into a if we drop into the event, we see the thing, but actually my overlay will mask that. I just realized the overlay on the channel will sort of mask the wind speed, so not helping that very much.
And it's not live anyway. It's only average, so it doesn't really make sense. But I think all race officers who set this race will try to put as much wind as possible because the pumping gives an extra dimension to the game.
We've spoken about that earlier. Yeah, there were some conditions put in the notice of race that you had to select a venue with at least 15 knots of race, 15 knots of wind.
And the boats just move better in more wind.
Yeah, Virtual Regatta is not the best light wind sailing game. I think some people like that.
Yeah, and the problem is with light wind that when you have light wind, sometimes there randomly comes a gust from.
Yeah.
When you have like 8 knots, sometimes there pops up a gust from almost the double amount, 16 knots, and then it's more like hoping you're at the side where the gust is gonna come.
I was gonna say the really weird wind shifts also when you're racing in very light wind. All of a sudden you're gonna find yourself completely behind ley line, completely over ley line, and he's like, what the. What just happened?
Yeah, you get surprised many times by what happens in the light wind. It's sad because the shifts are so big and the wind is so light that you don't have the time to go to the shift. It doesn't work perfect, but it's fun to have it as well because it also adds extra dimension to the game. So yeah, I prefer to have a strong breeze.
Oh, we've just dropped in as a spectator boat. Glitched it.
See.
We're going to be popping back into the lobby in a second.
Yep, try to.
I jumped in a little bit early. Yeah, we're 55 seconds to the start. We should be able to see.
Curious if we're gonna see a lot of downwind starts because it works quite fine in the laser.
All right, so we're gonna try to get ourselves in position to see that. There's one Spanish boat heading. I wonder who that Spanish boat is. Looks like they're gonna put themselves in position to do a downwind start. Maybe 2 or 3 actually.
I think Jesus is above the starting line at the minute. And there is a penalty zone there, and he is picking up the penalty right now.
Yep, that looks like it's his boat right now. It's going to try a downwind start in the 5v5 laser race, race number 6. Oof. He manages to hit a lot of other boats here. That was a carnage. Not looking good for the Polish team on this start. They've picked up 2 or 3.
Jesus has the starboard advantage right away.
Yeah, in any case, I can tell you that the second phase of this event, which will be directly quarterfinals, semifinals, and final, that will be intense because you can see some of these teams are definitely dominating in their groups, but none of these teams has a clear advantage over the other favorites in this competition. Even Team Great Britain, who is currently defending champion of the eSailing Nations Cup, I think will definitely have more competition in this event because countries like Spain were able to enter 5 teams. People who have a lot more experience playing together as well, so it's anyone's game to say who's going to finish in the finals.
And it's tricky in the finals because it's a knockout system. You now in these races you can lose points, but it doesn't affect immediately. You cannot make mistakes in the knockout series, obviously.
The knockout will definitely have some surprises, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw, I would say, at least one French team make it to the semifinals.
That's quite a good bet.
Yeah, I would bet. It's easy to bet on the countries that have at least 3 teams in the game in the event, which are Team France and Team Spain. So definitely one Spanish team, one French team in the semifinals. That's my bet. Probably one underdog. Now, is it going to be international? Is it going to be Argentina? Is it going to be Ukraine? I don't know, but I would hope to see one underdog also make it to the quarterfinals.
That's good for the regatta. Then probably everyone will cheer for them. I think Cardona and Jesus will make some moves now to get a bigger lead for the downwind.
Yeah, we just saw Juan come back, dial down, and put a penalty on Aquila. No chance to get away from that.
So
and now
fast.
He's rolling over.
And they're trying to push them to Jesus again. And I think Jean will go again.
All right, Spain, let's see if you guys can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this regatta.
Yeah, will be good for the stream. Do it for the stream, man. I know some of them are watching.
Definitely have some Spanish spectators in the audience tonight. We have a lot of people joining us for the stream, so it's awesome to see you guys. It's good to have people discussing the races in the chat. Right now, Vari getting revenge.
Yeah. He kind of says, stay away from my teammates. I can do the same.
This Polish team has been through a lot tonight. It's not been an easy regatta. The Spanish Armada was definitely looking for blood tonight, and they were not going to give Poland the slightest chance. They need the wins. They're not first in their group right now, so they wanted to put those points.
There comes Jesus again, I think. Jesus should make a move to his boats to give Ebler more space. There he goes.
Oh, one Spanish boat picking up a friendly fire penalty. That was Ramon.
And the Polish are not even bad position right here. They have a good chance in the downwind if they can stay in front of Ramon.
Ramon picking up another. Ramon picking up another. That's 3 penalties on this dog leg just for Ramon. And he's getting still slowed down. He still hasn't managed to recover from that penalty. Now it is Poland now picking up 2 penalties here. Straight into the downwind.
Not good with the quick mats, but I think Spain is very, very good when they have the 1-2.
I can tell you, Conrad, that we haven't seen a lot of, but right now is really trying to put in a lot of work for the Polish team. Doesn't want to let the Spanish boats get away.
Yeah, and he's
mimicking
very
every move.
Moving quite smart to stay in between them. I think in the laser, it's really important to communicate because it's easy to cover each other, like cover your teammate.
So on Team Netherlands, you guys are all on a Discord to keep in touch during the races.
Yes, yes. I would suggest all teams should do it to have better performance. Working with each other make it so much easier. Because you won't have miscommunications, and you can always ask, "Hey, can you help me out here? Can you slow him down a little?" There goes Jesus.
Yeah, especially in a 5v5, you need some sort of other form of communication. You can use the chat in a 1v1 or 2v2 or 3v3. Definitely in a 1v1, it's less useful. All right.
Yeah, I think we have some. There is some talking going on with the in-game chat. You can use "Have a good race" as "I don't need help," or you can use "Hello" as "Please help me." But it's not specific because if you say hello in a 5v5, you don't want your other 4 teammates to come and help you. Just one,
That's true,
one
actually. It makes a lot of sense what you just said here. You've got to be able to give orders to each teammate. Yeah, I never thought about it that way, but if you're in a 4v4, you can't use the command. Oh, Juan Cardona chasing after Aquila. This Polish boat had no option. Definitely having to give way to the SailGP Spain grinder. Definitely grinding down on the Polish boats right now. And also recent winner of the Lanzarote Sailing Week, if I'm correct.
Yes, very good real life Finn sailor.
Exactly, he won in Finn. That was the class I was thinking. Very, very impressive win by Juan Cardona here. So let's give him props for that tonight. All right, I see it's about 4 minutes to the start of the next regatta that's starting tonight. That's Turkey versus Italy too. So we should be able to transition very smoothly into the next event. Don't go anywhere, even if you see race number 6 here, even if you think it's over because Spain has been able to score 3 points. It's not over yet. We're gonna stay with Robert and we're going to bring you a second regatta here. Oh, Juan coming back. Barely behind the stern of Vari, but still keeping his speed. That was a very smart maneuver. I mean, he's not that good for nothing.
That's true. I think what they're trying to do now is really getting the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's still possible. They get worried, slowed down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is still possible.
Let's see where the last 3 Polish boats are right now on the fleet. Pablo and Andre are still a little bit in the race. We can give them a chance to come back on the downwind.
They have worry now. I think they might get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here.
They were able to put a penalty over on Vari here on the left side of your screen.
Maybe Ramon is gonna try to go for Aquila one more time. No, they should be good. They should be fine.
Aquila being really in a tough position because he's not ahead, and it's a bit like in fleet racing. When you're in the 3rd, 4th position, you know you're gonna have to adapt your strategy, your tactics all through the race to what the other boats are doing around you. You can't dominate, you can't control. You're just reacting. And that's pretty much what he's had to do all through this race, is adapt his course to what the Spanish boats were forcing him to do. And they're very good at that.
Jesus is going to stop them at this mark.
That's exactly what we're seeing right now. Is there a wind block? Yes.
It's very difficult in the laser because you're losing very much your position very fast. The zone, because the zone is small and your boat accelerates very fast.
All right, well done to Miguel Cruz for a first position that he should be able to keep. Will he spin a quick 360 for us right before the finish line? Juan Cardona doing a 360. There we go. I think some of the players are watching the game tonight, or at least watching the stream with us. And the Spanish boats again trying to put penalties on one another. These guys are so confident in their event, in their regatta tonight, so we're gonna try to see what's going on towards the back here.
I think Spain is very strong, but in the end they will stay. I practiced my Spanish sentence. They will stay malo. Spain es muy malo.
Muy malo.
Muy malo.
We can see the Spanish boats here still pulling penalties on one another, but securing the win for their team. That's 6-0 for Spain tonight in this regatta against Poland. Unfortunately, Poland was not able to walk away from this regatta with a point. But in case you're wondering what happens to the teams that don't go on to the gold knockout stage in this event, they will be going on to the silver knockout stage. There will still be a second competition going on after for the last 3 teams of each group, where they will be able to compete amongst themselves. So that will create a second competition going on.
So I expect competitive races over there.